Are you ready to play personality bingo? Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates and this is Personality Bingo, a place where we are going to figure out if your personality is suitable for the workplace. If you have the wrong personality, then you are taken off of our bingo card and you cannot get a job. All right. Actually, the point is what? The point is that, well, the thing is that I think that I've been basically making the argument that the big five personalities, it's not the best system to use to understand what job is suitable for you necessarily. And well, that's a big claim, especially when you got other guys jumping on the internet, much more popular than me, and they worked for the biggest institutions and the most brainy institutions in the world, and then they made some kind of like personality website where they're making lots and lots of money. And then I come along and say, hey guys, maybe that's not as useful as you think. Okay, prove it. Actually, I didn't even flesh this out in my mind completely. So that's the thing, is I want to prove it to myself as well. And this is a claim, and now we are going to work through the claim. So on the left side of the screen, on my screen, you can't see my screen, but I have something on my screen. On the left side, I have the grid, which is, remember from the last video, I made this grid about basically there's 18 different personalities that I think are useful, that we can talk about when we're talking about work. There's two specific personalities that I don't want to really talk about too much. That's if you have low in openness and low in conscientiousness, then it's like, what? You don't want this person in your company. And if you have like an introvert who is also judgmental, you don't want this person in the company, because it's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like a judgmental introvert. I don't want to talk to anybody, and if I talk to you, I'm going to judge you. Okay, boom. Their headache's going to explode. And then we have low in openness and low conscientiousness. It doesn't actually work, because if you're low in openness, then it means you're not going to explore the world. But then if you're low in conscientiousness, it means you're dirty and messy. And I mean, it just doesn't equal out. It's not possible. And I'm going to stop talking about this. All right, let's get back into, so we got 18 personalities. And why we're doing the bingo is because I'm trying to get you guys to get to the philosophies of Thomas Buchholz. He wrote this blog article that I can't seem to find anymore. Maybe he tore it down from his blogspot. What's it called? The WordPress. From his WordPress blog. Anyways, what he does is he breaks every business down into 7 roles. And then I've then gone even further, and I've broken those roles down into 3 different categories. And I call this the corporate menu. So we're going to use the 5 big personalities, and we're going to figure out which of these 18 personalities fit within these 3 columns and fit within these 7 roles. And I don't think we can do that in 6 minutes. Anyways, remember that in every business, you basically have people who are making decisions. I call these executives and managers. And you're like, no, everyone has to make decisions. Yeah, it's true. Everyone has to think, everyone has to make decisions, and everyone has to do something. But I'm just using these categories in order to help you to zero in on the function. All right. Making decision is a managerial function. And if you're managing yourself, that means you need to be making decisions. And even if look, at the very other end, we have following orders and rules. At some point, they have to understand the decision. So they have to understand what they're supposed to do. They have to understand what the decision was. And maybe in a smaller scope, they also have to manage the thing that they are doing. And therefore, they also have to make decisions. And so now the first question is it important to distinguish between low in neuroticism and high in neuroticism? I don't know. So let's play bingo. All right, let's start with the making decisions category. This is executives and managers. On the executive side, we have the vision and direction of the company. And with the manager, we have managing people with processes and infrastructure. All right, so what we're talking about is the CEO has a great vision for where the company is headed, and what it is that we're trying to be doing. Like, what is the change I want to see in the world? Why are we doing this business? And then the manager, it's like department managers where they need to manage people who are going to be doing very specific processes within the business in order to get the business to accomplish that big vision. So our executive is a gentle, giant, big thinker. All right, so that's the first one, big thinker. So big thinker, remember, it's big. It's like really, really big in openness and low in conscientiousness. Low in conscientiousness meaning that they can be kind of messy and they don't have to see real solid logic that are holding all of the ideas together. And they want to see everything. They want to find the patterns in the world. And low in neuroticism, meaning like they see something, they go to it. They see another thing and they go to it. And so it's like, I don't know, it's like big thinker, gentle giant. Oh wait, but then gentle giant. So this is introversion. They're an introvert and they are empathetic. So they're quiet. Wow. So this is, I don't know where, this is the assassin. This is the sniper. Is that a good executive? A sniper. Interesting. This person is likely so far ahead. Their vision may be too far into the future, and it might not be actionable in today's market. Now you turn that person into a party person, and I think that you'll get a lot of advantages. All right. So suddenly, if you increase the extroversion, so now the big thinker is now a party person. So they're out, they're meeting people, they get their energy from people, and they're sharing. Okay, this is the main issue: is they're sharing their ideas with other people constantly. Hey, this is my vision. Hey, this is what I'm seeing. What do you see? What do you see? I'm like, oh, now I see something new. Now I see something. I see, wow. So actually, so if you're going to have an executive who is a big thinker, you also want them to be extroverted. Otherwise, the scope of their thinking may be too narrow. And although in the overall progress of human history, you may be getting something which nobody else could see and nobody will be able to see for 100 years. But then if you add to that the party person, the person who's willing to go and communicate their ideas with others, now we're getting really big ideas, and it's incorporating more information based on what's happening in reality. All right, and then you've got the difficult boss. So what happens when you have a big thinker, a huge thinker, and also they're judgmental? So, but then they're also extroverted. So what is going on here? So they're a big thinker, meaning that they are very open, they're very messy. They're just like, I want to eat everything in the world, the cookie monster. So this is like the possessed cookie monster. And then they're also difficult, but they're always with people. And they're like, I got this idea. Hey, I got this other idea. What do you think about this idea? Nah, that's not right. So the thing is that sounds a little bit scary, right? So this executive, they might be making people feel afraid and like, all right. So I would say for the first role of executive, if we're talking about if your executive is a big thinker, we want the party person, because that is what is going to give you, but that's what, if we're talking about low in neuroticism. Now, if we take the same person, the big thinker party people, and you give them high in neuroticism, then I'm sorry, but now we have a drug addict. So they're going to the party. I'm a party person. I love people. Hey, I got this idea. What do you think about this idea? And then now they're doing all these drugs. And then they're like, then it's like, then, all right. So, hey, we had a meeting today. Where were you? Oh, a meeting. What were you guys talking about? All right. So as far as bingo is concerned, if we're looking at executive and big thinker, I'm going to go with, I like the low in neuroticism, and I like the party people. So if you have a low in neuroticism party person on your card, then go ahead and blotch that one out. Wow, we just ran out of time. All right, I'm going to do another one of these crazy videos. We'll see you in the next one.